My son Cliff wanted to buy these Air Jordans. At that time, he was outgrowing his shoes about every few weeks.
They were huge at the time. Michael was in his premier, top of his game. I'm playing basketball. I suck at basketball. So the least I can do is look good, right?
My mom and dad wouldn't buy me a pair of Converse when I was little, and I think they were $10.
125 bucks. My dad lost his.
And I said, Cliff, here's 100 bucks. You can go buy your shoes, or you can buy any shoes you want, and just keep the change.
All right, these Air Jordans are mine.
About 30 minutes later, he'd been with his mom. He came back, and he said, Dad, look what I found.
They have some knockoff Jordans. They're on the clearance rack.
And he said they were only $20.
They were 40 bucks. I negotiated the lady down to 35 bucks.
So he got to keep the $80, and it was a good lesson for him.
I still sucked at basketball, but I would have even if I'd had the Air Jordans, so it really didn't matter. And I enriched myself a little bit.
Somehow my dad was able to run a company and make it worldwide, yet he can't do math. That's why he sent me to the finance department.
My name is Steve Nance. I guess you'd call me the founder of Tungco Incorporated. Right now, I am pretty much retired, but I'm a chairman of the board. My dad had worked in the coal mines, and when I was 16, high school junior, he come home one day and said, how would you like to make some money for college? And explained how these coal mines were discarding these drill bits with tungsten carbide in them. So we started out the little coal forge, and I started after school and on weekends recovering this tungsten from the drill bits. Went to college a couple of years, thought, well, maybe I can make a living out of this. Cliff is my son. He is the CEO. He is running the company now, doing a fantastic job. So proud of him.
Tungsten carbide has always been what we focused on. In the late 60s, recycling wasn't real sexy. Like, it just wasn't a thing. So my grandfather pitches to my dad, hey, maybe we could try to start getting some of this material out. Maybe they would even give it to us because they're just leaving it behind. And essentially, that's what they came up with. When I took over in 2014, we only had the one location here in Kentucky. In 15 and 16, we expanded into Europe. My father had built a super strong company that allowed us just to kind of jump. We set a goal to double our business, and we did. From 2014 to 2020. Today, I am the CEO. My father is the chairman of the board, and my son is coming up behind me. He's currently in business finance and is wanting to take the reins, wanting to kick me out of this seat. So maybe the next time you do a video, depending on how soon it is, maybe he'll be sitting here and I'll be sitting on the beach.
My name is Evan Nance. I am the third generation of Tungco. I started working out there whenever I was 10 years old, just sorting bits out there at the table. As of recent, I've been doing more in the finance department. Most of the time, I typically am working under someone else. Obviously, there's always gonna be a little halo around my head just because I am third generation, but I also love when people actually treat me like just a normal employee. So I like getting out there and getting my hands dirty and being a part of that team.
Then I've got a granddaughter, Claire, and she might turn into the Tungco lawyer.
If you're going to come up against Claire, you better do your homework.
The harder I work, the luckier I get. Time and chance does happen to us all. I've been fortunate, I've been blessed, I've been lucky, but when you work hard, I tell all the young people, if you hustle, if you've got the grit, you can be a success.
He's the foundation of this whole thing. None of us would be here if he didn't start it. And to think that he got a curiosity at 16 just to mess with some tungsten scrap that he had really no idea walking into it that it would ever become what it is now, hoping to just make a couple bucks. And then it turned into a worldwide company. Being able to have my family as close as they are and being able to basically step into something so close to home, it's been great. It's something that I wish more people could have.